Jayson Tatum, again, got a DMP. And I didn't even realize this till the half was almost over. Guys weren't playing well. Anthony Edwards wasn't into the game. I was like, why the fuck isn't this guy playing then? If this guy looked like he don't even want to play. And I've been on the Anthony Edwards bandwagon. I think he's great. I think he's going to get better. He's gonna be even greater. But he wasn't locked into that game yesterday for whatever reason. Whatever the case was. I don't think it was probably. He just looked like something was off. You mean to tell me you can't add Jayson Tatum into that rotation real quick? You can't. You're so stuck in your ways that you can't change it up. Oh, by the way, between Team USA and Serbia yesterday, right? Between both rosters, there were only 2 All-NBA players. Can you guess who those 2 were? Nikola Jokic and Jayson Tatum. Out of all the stars on Team USA, there's one All-NBA first team player. And you can't find a spot for him. Like I keep saying, he's not a 6 foot tall guard that's a liability in size and physicality. He's 6'10". At what point did you see Bogdan Bogdanovic going crazy and say, why don't we throw Tatum on him? Contest the shot. Let's just see if it works for a couple minutes. He's already going. The other motherfucker already let him get hot. Even with your gameplay, you couldn't veer off of it even a little bit. Because you were so stuck in your ways. You had to play this out the way you did the first game because you didn't play him the first game, right, Steve? Two All-NBA players between both rosters. I agree, Elijah. Two All-NBA. I'm going to keep saying that. Two All-NBA players between both rosters. JT adds a lot of pressure and physically as well. Like I keep saying too, Elijah, here's the part. If you take his name off of his jersey, right? You take the team he plays for off of his jersey. You show people his numbers year in and year out. Finals appearances, conference finals appearances, team record year after year. All of his accolades, his height, his weight. Oh, he could dunk, he can move. If you showed everybody all of those things without his name, they would all be scratching their head too as to why he's not playing. But because his name is Jayson Tatum, maybe I gotta give Steve Kerr credit. Maybe he's not that stupid. Maybe he knows that everybody hates Jayson Tatum. That's why he can do this. Is that what it is? If you change the name, this will be a totally different conversation. The most recent NBA champion on this roster can't help you guys get a victory over Serbia. Like, you couldn't put height on Bogdan. He's 6'5". He's 6'5". I've seen nobody this good get treated this way. It bothers me too. It bothers me too. Like, I get the jokes about, oh, he copying. I get it. He's supposed to get them jokes. But to act as if he has a pretty game now, accolades was the problem. The fact that people act as though Tatum is not one of the best players in the world, it's mind-blowing to me. Because for 82 games, nobody was better than him in his position. Nobody was more dominant than him in his position. I don't get it. I don't. And I saw people. Oh, Tyrese Halliburton didn't play. He just got here. Halliburton's lucky to be on this team. Do I think you could have thrown him in there? Yeah, I do. Personally, I do. I do. We've seen the USA, the women's side, play every player every game except one. So you can't tell me it's not possible. And I also see a lot of people still, Luka is way better than JT. I'm just in disbelief. He's not way better. I can accept better, not way better. There's more to the game of basketball than even though I love scoring, but there's more to the game of basketball than shooting the ball. Even though it is probably the most important part of the game, there's more to it than just that. Right? Especially when the other aspects of his game are lacking. Right? To the people that say, oh, but they're winning still. To those people, right? I ask you this. Have you guys ever taken a test? Have you ever taken a test? Whether it was a bubble answer or a math test where you get graded on both the answer and your work. Right? If any of y'all have ever taken a test like that, you and I both know it's possible to get the answer right and to score well. And it's also possible that you guessed and didn't know what the fuck you were doing. It's possible. I've seen a lot of people in math get the right answer, don't know what the fuck they were doing with the work. It matters still. It matters. And you know when it's going to show? During the season with the Warriors. You know when it's going to show? It's been showing. When you lose your stars and you have to build up these players that have no foundation. You see, a lot of people forgot the fact that Mark Jackson built the foundation for the Golden State Warriors. He built their base. And now that Steve Kerr has been tasked to do that, what have we seen? 10th. No playoffs. 2 years in a row. And it's not that he don't have talent. He lost the game where Kuminga was going off. Why? Because he took him out. So clearly, this isn't a one-off thing. It's more of a pattern now, actually. And like I said, maybe I've been too hard on Draymond Green. Maybe we should have been putting the magnifying glass on Steve Kerr and his ability to manage all of those stars on that team all those years. When turmoil came up in the locker room, he wasn't able to manage it. And in some of the innovative things that Steve Kerr maybe was able to do for the Warriors, maybe he lacks the ability to work with people the way Mark Jackson was. Because I'll be honest, I don't think any of that shit would have went down if Mark Jackson was there. Definitely a pattern of facts. I don't think that Kevin Durant, Draymond Green shit happens. Not the way that it did, or at least it wouldn't have been handled in that way. You don't just, especially because what Draymond Green was saying was fact, you don't just suspend him and tell him to go sit in a corner. If y'all are a family for real, y'all have that conversation. That tough conversation. Jordan Poole. That wouldn't have happened. You know why? Because before Draymond goes and punches Jordan Poole for having a mouth, you know who would have told him first? Mark Jackson. Hey, Jordan, shut the fuck up. Way before Draymond.